Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Movement Radio. I am Chip Hazard,
And I'm Roger Sierra.
and as you can tell, Talon is not with us tonight. He had something come up, but we are joined by another super special guest, another member of the Chattanooga Roller Derby. This is Stovall.
Hi
Yay.
everyone, thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Enjoying a beautiful Monday. The weather has been fantastic, so doing as much outside time as I can, which also means enjoying all this pollen going on.
Right?
The best part.
Definitely
Yeah.
understand that. Um, so we always like to start off the interview with a real simple question, and that's for those who don't know, who is Kim Stovall?
Yeah. I am a 33-year-old athlete. I am an entrepreneur. I started my own business at the end of January, so it's 2 months old. Excuse me, and so I'm doing
Congratulations.
consulting for property management companies and first-time investors. So if you own a rental home and want to chat, give me a holler. And then, yeah, I am a wife and a mother to a wonderful 19-month-old boy.
Oh wow, you have a newborn.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
in that toddler stage. We got out of the super baby, but yeah, he's young.
Well, I have a 5 and a 6 year old, and Isla's what, three now, Roger?
Three.
Four?
Yeah. Three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going three and a half almost.
Uh, so yeah, 19 months old is super baby for us.
Yep.
That's fair.
um, so I'll follow that up with so we know who you are, but now let's follow that up with before roller derby, who were you?
Ooh, before roller derby, I was
Yes.
a 22-year-old know-it-all, honestly. I thought I had everything figured out and had just, graduated college not that long ago, was kicking ass at bar trivia, and, just kind of living my best life.
Sounds fun. I
Yeah.
mean,
It was a good time.
I like trivia. I think we all thought we knew it all at 22.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you realize you don't know anything.
I still don't. It's so weird.
I know, I know. I'm 40, and it's like, what
Now
do I
quit
do?
lying.
What?
Quit
Look,
lying.
you go sit in a corner somewhere, young buck.
40, like 5 years ago, maybe.
That's right. Um, so
How did you
we
get into Derby?
there you go.
Yeah, great question. So I think like most women my age saw Whip It, and was like, oh my gosh, could I meet Drew Barrymore? But also, I saw the DC Roller Girls when I was in DC for a little bit, and I was like, I want to do that. But I was still in college and still on my parents' insurance, so it had to wait a few years. And then once I had graduated and had my own job and free time, I was like, I'm gonna go play derby, is what I thought, but just didn't get to it. And then I happened to be at a networking event, and this wonderful woman with purple hair skated up to me. Her name was Tenderizer, and she told me that I had legs that looked like I could play derby. And as a woman who's never had a thigh gap, I was like, yes, that is what I need to hear in my life. Thank you. I am signing up for this. Like, it's something I've wanted to do. I'm gonna go do it. Um, and so I was ready for their next boot camp. But unfortunately, my fiance at the time, my now husband, he was like, "Let's go skating. Let's go skating before the boot camp. Make sure you still got it." I did not have it. I actually fractured the radial head in my elbow. And had to postpone joining Derby for about 4 months, but came back in May of 2013.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Wow. I fractured the elbow. I
Yeah, that's
That sounds like it hurt.
So not terribly. Like it was one of those situations where I stepped out and like mind you, I hadn't skated since I was a child. And I just kind of did that straight banana peel thing where your leg goes up and your bottom goes down. Except I tried to catch myself. And when you do that, your bones can collide. So I was like, oh my gosh, I feel a little nauseous. I'm just gonna go get some water. And at that point, one of the roller derby players showed up at the rink. She was head of their recruitment. This was all in Athens, Georgia. And I was like, oh well, oh, I can't tell her, like so I put on gear and skated for another hour. And went to the doctor the next morning and found out that was a bad idea.
Oh wow. So of all your skating injuries, was that your worst?
Oh no.
No.
Did you break both your legs too?
I have not.
Okay.
I did a slight tear of a small ligament in my knee that holds your kneecap in place.
Mm.
I sprained my other knee multiple times, but the worst thing that's ever happened is I've had a traumatic tailbone injury, where I fell on someone's skate, right on the bottom.
Oh, 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 that just sounds
Mm.
terrible.
It
Oh,
bruised like a galaxy. When I went to the doctor the next day, like you always get a lot of confidence when the doctor walks in and it's just like, whoa, and then walks out. Uh, and so I felt real good about myself that day.
Oh wow. Yeah.
oh, yes. I don't think I can say I've ever had anything like that
I,
before.
no,
I hope you
no.
never do. I had the little like donut pillow because like I was working a desk job, and so I was like having that, and it wasn't good enough. So like ended up buying like a huge pillow that I was like carried around my office with me. It was a rough 6 weeks. But then we had another game, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna go play again and give it a go.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
It was great.
Oh,
I was captain at the time, and I am very competitive. So you get that adrenaline rush, and you just keep on trucking.
Yep.
definitely. I hear that a lot from the previous ladies, like very competitive and everything. So we'll transition to from there to uh competitiveness, and we've asked Katie and Sean, but with the Chattanooga roller derby team, who do you think is your biggest rival? We're trying to figure this out.
Man, that is a tough one. And for full context, I transferred to the league at the end of 2019. And then I don't know if y'all remember, but the world shut down right after that.
Yeah.
I heard about it.
Yeah, it was a real small thing. And so unfortunately, my first season with Chattanooga got postponed until last year. And last year was kind of wonky. We didn't have like full teams up and going, didn't have all the rankings. And so this is like my first year with Chattanooga for rankings. And based on stats and stuff, oh man, I would say Red Stick is going to be a really good competitor. And then of course our first game with against Atlanta on May 6th is going to be amazing.
We keep hearing that Atlanta is kind of that team that you guys really want to beat. Friendly competition from what we hear, not that we want to start anything here. Um, but yeah, we're hearing that Atlanta's the team to beat.
Yeah, I am really excited to play against them. Last year Chattanooga did play against their who they had skating with them at the time and won. And so I think they're coming in to try to beat us this year, and we don't want to do it. The other reason personally I'm excited is that I have a couple former teammates skating over at Atlanta. So it's going to be a good time to go head to head against them.
Well, we kind of have money on you guys winning, so
Not too
Go
much,
you know,
it's a couple grand, not too
yeah,
small. Yeah.
Sweet,
because
man. We will not disappoint. Like, it can be a
we
good
hope
time.
not.
We hope not. Yeah. But
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Raj.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, so you transferred to the league that Chattanooga is in 2019, but you've been a Derby girl since 2013.
Hmm.
Where else have you skated?
Yeah, so I learned to skate at in Athens, Georgia with the classic City Roller Girls. And so that's it, like in Athens, go dogs. And so about 2 hours north of Atlanta. And a lot of people, would move back to Atlanta and stuff. It's a college town, so kind of a transient league. And so I skated with them from 2013 to 2019.
Okay, so just the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you had the opportunity to play for the Tennessee All-Stars?
I did. I got to play with them in 2020. I was really excited to try out and make the team. It was a great opportunity to get to know a lot of different people from around the state, and it was a lot of fun. That year we actually traveled up to Philadelphia and played in Battle of the All-Stars, and I did opt not to do it this year. I was definitely had some FOMO after making that decision, and they had such a good time at Y'all Stars this year. I was a little sad I didn't do it.
Well, I mean, you did have a newborn at home, so that
Yeah.
that kind of takes precedent. We'll give you a pass this year.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's have to make a few different decisions, and definitely prioritizing Chattanooga and our travel that we're going to have this year.
And what is your position on the track?
Yeah, so I'm primarily a blocker. Every now and again, I'll pivot. I would definitely want to continue advancing that skill, but my biggest strength is just being a blocker.
Okay. Okay.
So you just like going through people.
I like holding people back. I like to take up space. I don't want to be like, this is my track. And if you want to get through, you have to get through all of my friends and me.
Well, and they're not doing that, so
Yeah.
No, we shut it down.
yeah.
Yes.
What are you looking most forward to for the first home game? Pretty
Oh
long
man.
season, but
So much stuff. As I'm sure you've heard, we have moved to Camp Jordan Arena.
Yep.
So I am super excited to try our new venue. The convention center is great. They had a lovely floor. That concrete was so nice to skate on. But there's something a little sterile about playing derby in a convention center. And I'm hoping moving into an arena, have more of a warehouse type feel, kind of bring it to more of that DIY, for the skater, but the derby is about. And so I'm excited about that move. I am excited to have all the fans come back out. It's so much fun to play derby. It's even more fun to play derby when you've got a whole arena full of people. It is such a good time. So I'm looking forward to all those things.
yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah,
We're gonna be there, so
yes. And try to bring a whole crowd of people, hopefully, too.
Yes. If y'all want to make signs, I am number 0. Feel free to go ahead and get it going. We love it when y'all have them.
we we've got a lot of ideas.
Yes.
So
Especially shirt
Yes.
designs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we have this thing where we are called, the section is going to be called the derbiest section because we don't really know what to call derby players. Like, what is the actual term?
I mean, I think it's derby players. So back in the day, we used to be derby girls,
Mhm.
but a lot of teams, including ours, like we've dropped that. We want to be more inclusive. We want to stop with the infantilizing of women, and so yeah, we're derby players.
So yeah,
Which is a mouthful.
well,
Derbiest.
that's why we coined the phrase derbiest.
Yep.
Love it.
Uh, so we're gonna try to get that trending and going, and maybe into the record books for
Mhm.
derby players.
Yeah.
We
Start
coined a
dropping
whole
it in different
phrase.
places.
Yes.
But so when you're preparing for a game or for derby, what's your like mental state and like what do you do to get yourself prepared for that?
Ooh, I like to go in and have fun. I play my best when I am having a good time. So on bout day, I, have a pump up playlist. It's mainly stuff that I listened to in college, like Kesha with the dollar sign. And you gotta tell people how old you are.
Yeah.
Gotta keep
And
it real.
then yes, I like to do that. I do some fun makeup. I used to do more like bout makeup, but now I'm like, I just want to be pretty. So I do extra makeup there, and then I always eat a sandwich before the game. Like that's just become my thing. Usually it's a public sub, but I can do Jimmy John, something like that. But sub sandwich before the game.
So now you
Which
got a
would
ritual.
yeah.
A
What's
little
your
bit.
go-to sub?
Yeah, what's your go-to?
Oh man, so I think it's the Publix Ultimate. And then you load it up with veggies too. Like I like to get the bell peppers and the spinach, put some cucumbers on there, oil and vinegar. And then if I am being really honest, I'm also gonna get the spinach artichoke dip and eat that.
Hey, I'm all about it.
I mean, might as well fill up before you go and back people up all day.
Yeah, it's such a hard thing with the games because we do triple headers. So we have our juniors team play, and then our all-star team, and then our B team will play. And so it's a wonderful time, but we are there all day long. So definitely want to make sure we get fueled up and then kind of snack as the rest of the day goes on.
And I that's about what I would do. I mean, I don't think I could skate on a full stomach. I would probably throw up, but you're probably used to it.
It's better than an empty stomach. Then I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm hangry. This isn't working.
Yeah, but if you're hangry, then people can't get past you because you're like, no,
I don't know.
stop.
Then I'm like, can we just be done? Like, I need a sandwich now.
She's not
Uh,
hangry in an aggressive way.
Yeah, it's not a good hangry. It's just
see,
mean.
I'm an aggressive hangry. So,
Yes.
but let's go back a little bit. You made mention that you started your own business in January, um, consulting, property management consulting, right?
Yeah.
What made you? I mean, other than just wanting to work for yourself, what made you go in that direction?
Great question. So I was in property management from the time I got out of college until shortly after having my kid. I had done property accounting, leasing, and eventually ended in operations. And so had a good, well-versed idea of different ideas and worked with first, different investors. I worked with people who owned full apartment complexes, commercial things. So I have a lot of different knowledge that I like, that I can use and share. And so when I had my son, I took some time off, wanted to do a long leave with him. And then I was like, okay, like time to get back at it. Like, what do I want to do? And I was like, I think this is it. Like, I think I want to try to help people who are doing, buying their first investment property and help them streamline their processes so that they aren't necessarily having to pay a management company. And then when working with management companies, helping them streamline their processes as well so that they can do things more efficiently and effectively and everyone just be better landlords. Like that's really the thing. I don't want people who are taking advantage of people. I don't want people who are, nickel and diming each other. Like how can we all do this in the best way to have a better relationship?
Yeah, we don't like slumlords.
No,
No.
no. So since you've been doing derby for so long, do you help train at Chattanooga?
I do. When I transferred here, they invited me to the training committee, which I was really excited about. I had been doing training at Classic, and it's something I really enjoy. I love watching skaters grow and learn new things. I like watching Derby and learning new strategies myself, and then being able to implement that with the team. And so it's been a really enjoyable facet of being part of the league.
So what's go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say, what do you, if there's one thing about a new skater that kind of catches your eye and you're like, okay, they're going to have it. What's that one thing?
Oh my gosh, get low. So like that is one thing we will yell at people over and over again. Most of Derby is played in kind of a squatted position. It's nose, knees, toes, like drop your butt, stay low. Because if someone's coming at you real fast and hard like a jammer, you need to be low to absorb that impact. So if they can stay low, that is like, oh my gosh, they're going to go far. But the other thing is if they're coachable, like if you can look at someone and be like, hey, try this, and they do it, they're going to do amazing things in Derby. Like being able to take that feedback and run with it is when you know you've got an amazing teammate coming up.
Awesome.
So, what's some advice or some knowledge you can give somebody who's sort of maybe on the fence of wanting to do derby, or maybe did
Are you
it
looking
and
to
wasn't
join us?
sure? Nah, I would. I love skating.
Oh man, well, you'll always
I'd
learn
give it a
into skating
shot.
too.
Yeah, I'd love skating.
Hey, hey. Um, yeah, no, if you're looking to join Derby, the best thing is to put, just to start skating, get in some reps, get comfortable on your skates. When I first started, I was like, all right, I got 8 wheels, and they're like, okay, do a crossover. And I was like, no, 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 I can't be on 4 wheels. Why would you do that? So being comfortable on moving on your skates and putting your weight in different places. And then, like I said, get low, work on those squats. It's one of the best exercises you can do to get started, is to build that and, of course, your core. So squats and sit-ups.
I mean, I do the squats. I don't know about sit-ups. I'm not a core guy anymore. That was my youth.
I'm not sure your knees could handle squats, Raj.
That's why you don't use your knees. You use your quads.
Knees are a little important too.
Nah, uh, eh, they're just there. They're in the way.
Oh.
uh, but when you were training, what was, I'm not gonna say something difficult, but what was something that you didn't get like right off the bat, or something that you see some people and you try to like sort of guide them to get around something like that?
Oh man, when I was coming up, so I was not athletic. I was never an athlete. Like, I lettered on the academic team in high school. Like, that is the nerd that I am. And so what did I struggle with? All of it. They were like, I didn't get low. And they would be like, hey, fall and then get back up. And I was like, oh man, I don't understand this. Um, and so the biggest thing is to try and just try again. Like, we came up kind of in boot camp classes, and there was this one point where majority of my boot camp class passed on to kind of the next levels. They were moving on to contact, and I did have to stay back and had to like figure out my footwork a bit more, and really kind of get that plow stop down before I could go move on and be do impact safely. And that was a hard time. It was really difficult to watch these people I started with go, move faster than I did. But that's the other part about Derby, is like, you're not competing against your teammates, you're competing against yourself. Like, each day you show up, you want to be better than you were yesterday. And as long as you're doing that, that's all that matters.
I mean, that's good advice for anything, but
Yeah, pretty much anything.
yeah, I really love that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of how I try to think about it. I also do CrossFit, and so I'm not like the best at CrossFit by any means. But each day I show up, I'm like, all right, I just want to do a little bit better than I did last time I was here. And see what happens.
Okay. Now before we started recording, you said you dropped your former Derby nickname and you just go by your last name. Uh, for the viewers, what was your former Derby nickname?
Yeah, so when I picked my Derby name, I decided to be Kill Easy, like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. I thought it was super cool. She was such a badass until we got to the end of that series. No spoilers, but it was a good time to drop that name.
So why did you drop that name and decide to go with just your last name?
Yeah, and people still call me Kill. Like, if I travel around people I've skated with for 10 years, like, they're gonna call me Kill. It's a fun time. My Derby wives, which in Derby, your best friends become your wives. So I have two Derby wives, they call me Kill. And I will always have that as a special place in my heart. But when we moved, I was buying new jerseys, I had to make a decision. And like I said, I wasn't ever athletic growing up. I've never had a jersey with my last name on it. And I was like, all right, this is the time I can do it. There's been a soft movement in Derby for people to kind of drop those nicknames. It's a nice tie back to the 70s and when things were a bit more, well, when they were scripted. And so it's fun and it's a good time. but there's also kind of a thought process of, hey, if we are all, strong, true athletes, like we can also skate under our names as well. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to be Stovall.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. So who was or is kind of that one person who took you under their wing and like taught you the ropes? Like you're their cub per se.
So here in Chattanooga, or just like when I first started?
Both.
Okay. Um, Man, so when I first started, I would have to say Human Missile Crisis. She now skates for Atlanta, but she skated for Classic at the time. She was part of the training committee. She taught me to skate and fall. Taught me some crazy phrases to do different footwork that like we would never say today, in training. And even like encouraged me to go to the gym, like invited me to like go work out before work, and just things that I wasn't doing, and really kind of set me up for success and to be able to grow and be a strong athlete. And it was, it was so nice of her to take that extra time and be so encouraging and welcoming. And even I saw her last year, and like we still big hugs and super excited to see each other, even when we're against each other.
Of course. Now, since you've made the move to Chattanooga,
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I listened to the other two podcasts, and I'm gonna give you the same name. Cope,
I
aka
knew
Boy.
it.
Uh, she is a phenomenal human being. She really puts her heart and soul into this league, and I'm sure everything she does, and wants to see every single person succeed. And just the way she thinks through a lot of stuff. So she's the head of training, and so I'm on training with her, and it's super fun to hear her think through that process and like, hey, well, if we do this, then what about this? And like, hey, this person, if we're putting them in that position, let's talk it through with them and make sure they understand. And she is just such a kind and wonderful person. And I'm really thankful that I get to know her through Chattanooga Derby.
That's awesome. I really hope that she is has agreed to be one of our guests because I can't wait to meet her. This is three in a row, and you guys have nothing but good things to say about her, and she really seems like the type of person to go above and beyond with helping the newer, well, and even some seasoned players. So I really hope that we get to talk to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll just say, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm really thankful that she's in a leadership position with us as well. Like, I think that she is one of the driving forces that helped hold us together when we weren't able to be competitive and when things were shut down. And so I'm really thankful for her.
Sounds like a really, really cool person.
Yeah. I mean, everybody says the same thing about her, so I guess it has to be true.
It has to be true. That's three for three.
Yeah. Unless she's bullying everybody to saying it, but
I mean, yeah, living up to that name. No, and I will also say Chaos was also very welcoming as well, who y'all talked to in the first time. She was also very welcoming and getting you acclimated. We always so I used to play against Chattanooga quite a bit.
Okay.
Because we all, we were 3 hours apart. We played each other at different tournaments. And coming into it, we were always like, Chattanooga is the nicest team. Like everyone is so wonderful and kind. And it's true. It's true being here. Like everyone wants the best for each of their teammates. Like, you might be trying to take that person's spot on a roster, but you still want to see them succeed. You don't want them to make it easy on you.
Well,
yes.
no, it's no fun to take the spot if it's basically just given away.
Yeah.
You want to
Exactly.
earn it.
Oh yeah. So I mean we were always like Chattanooga is just so nice, like just the nicest team. And then I got here and it's 100% true.
That's awesome. Um,
Off the
so,
track. On the track, we're brutal.
well, you got to be
You
brutal
have to
on the
be.
track. So you're part of the training crew. When is for anybody who is watching and they think Okay, I want to be a derby player. When is your next boot camp, and how do they get in touch with you to sign up for it?
Great questions. So our next boot camp is TBD right now. With the way that our governing body has restructured the seasons, like there's been a lot of changes just come out like beginning of this year. Normally we do boot camp in October, November, and December. However, with this new restructuring plan, we may have to push that to January of next year. Not decided, but it'll either be end of the year or beginning of next year.
Okay.
But if you are super interested, want to come out, check out our Facebook page, find us on Instagram, and you can, send a message and they will get back in touch with you with options that are available now. If you are interested in the game, want to learn, we are always looking for volunteers. We need non-skating officials. If you can skate, we love, need skating officials. So there's so many ways to be involved that isn't playing derby to start with, or ever. Like some people are like, I don't want you to hit me. And that's okay. We have a place for you, and we love for everyone who wants to be involved in the sport to be involved in the sport.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we don't want to take up too much of your time, especially I know it, you know, getting late, you got to get the baby to bed and all that. So, aside from come out January 6th and watch you
May
guys
6th.
beat or
Amazing.
May 6th. Why? Yes, I'm
It's past your
this
bedtime.
this is the exhaustion kicking in. Instead of coming out, or besides coming out May 6th to watch you guys beat Atlanta, what do you want to plug? Any of your social media, your company, anything. This is your turn
Yep.
to plug all
Yeah.
your stuff.
Yeah, if you are interested in any, becoming a landlord, or if you are a landlord and want to chat, I am Immovable Consulting. You can find me at immovableconsulting.com, or Kim at immovableconsulting.com if you want to shoot me an email. Also, shout out to Lookout Fitness. That's the CrossFit gym I attend. They've been amazing in helping me cross train and, staying super fit for roller derby. I joke with them, it's like, oh yeah, this is my second sport. But they've been great. They're located in Highland Park in Chattanooga. Check them out. And yeah, like Chattanooga Roller Derby, like we are awesome and we want to see you there May 6th. Our bout is at Camp Jordan Arena. We are sponsored by Mainline Inc. And some proceeds from the bout will go to support Girls Inc. of Chattanooga.
That's awesome. What time is the bout on May 6th?
Great question. So we will start, our juniors will start at 3. And it's gonna be a great game. It's the Ruby Regulators against Atlanta Junior Roller Derby. The headliner, which is gonna be our All Stars, Chattanooga All Stars versus the Atlanta Dirty South Derby, is gonna be at 5 p.m. And then our Chattanooga B Railers will be playing the Atlanta Rumble Bees at 7. And one ticket
Perfect.
gets you all 3 games.
What? How
So
much are
good
those
deal. Good
tickets?
night. Family friendly. My baby will be there. Bring yours. And we sell beer. It's a great time.
Oh,
Oof.
I am. We had already planned on being there, but I'm so there.
We can't drink on the job.
Why not?
We gotta be
That makes it
professional.
funner.
We gotta be professional.
Oh, all right. Well,
But
we really appreciate. Go ahead, Raj.
I was gonna say, how much are, do you know how much the tickets are for anybody wondering?
Yeah, I believe they are $12. You can purchase them from our website. There should be a link there. Or if you know a roller girl, we have tickets in hand and we'll sell them to you on the spot.
Perfect. That's it.
That's
We may need
awesome.
to reach out and get some of those tickets to sell for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I bet I know somebody who can help you out with that.
I'll send that email here in just a minute. So if you want to stick around for just a minute, we need to pay a couple of bills, and then we will let you go and get ready for bed. First of all, thank you guys for tuning in. We want to say thank you to all of our sponsors: W.GG, Entertainment Earth, Just Cash Clothing, Elementor. I know I'm forgetting
Gear Anime,
Gear
Zulily,
Anime, Zulily,
Amazon.
too many. Not really. Uh, I'm not the person who normally says all that, so I don't have it memorized yet. Um, Also, check out movementradio.us. That is your one-stop shop for all things movement radio.
Also, go to all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and obviously YouTube. Like, share, subscribe so you can watch more of these great interviews, because these have really been great, informative, and hopefully more people will watch this and actually go to the events, because we really do want to see a full crowd out there May 6th, not January 6th.
Yes, May 6th. May 6th. Uh, so I am Chip Hazard,
And I'm Roger Sierra.
and this is Movement Radio.